Welcome to the Lionheart Podcast, where we learn to have a heart of a lion in this jungle we call life. Listen, if you're a returning listener, I appreciate you guys for returning, listening to another podcast. This podcast was supposed to come out yesterday. I got busy yesterday, so I'm putting it out today. So we're a day late, but hey, we're keeping consistent with this thing. If you're new, I appreciate you for tuning in. You're not going to regret it. This is the Lionheart Podcast, where we learn to become the best versions of ourselves. All right, so today, I'm going to hop straight into it today, man. First of all, if you guys are watching the video version, clearly I'm not in the same spot I usually am at. I'm at a hotel right now. I'm in West Palm Beach. But, yeah, listen. Today I want to speak about balance, right? As you can see by the title already, balance is key. I feel like nowadays, there's not really a balance within everything that's going on. With everything that people are talking about, with what everybody else is doing. Like, there's not really balance taught to everybody. So, for example, right, even when it comes to business, being an entrepreneur, a lot of the things that's taught nowadays is a hustle, grind, no sleep. You got to keep going. Every bit of time you got, put it into the craft, put it into the work. Which, to a certain extent, is true. You have to work hard in order to have something grow, in order to become better. But I think what people fail to recognize is if you're constant grind, work, and you don't have any kind of downtime within all that, bro, you're going to burn out. You're going to end up going crazy. Where you can only grind, hustle for so long. Like, you got to give your mind some time to rest. You have to give yourself a break in certain times. However that is that you take a break. However it is that you allow your mind to be put at ease. It's important to work hard, don't get me wrong, right? That part is still true. You have to, especially depending on what your goals are, depending on what your ambitions are set on, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to make big moves in order to become the best versions of yourself. But you got to always remember that you have to let your mind, you have to give your mind time to rest. There we go. That was a tongue twister right there, man. Yeah, you have to give your mental some time to rest. If you just hustle, grind all the time, you're going to burn out. You're going to get tired after a while. And I feel like that's something that people do not realize. Some people in the beginning have that motivation, right? They're like, yo, I'm going to make all this stuff happen, man. I'm about to grind. I'm about to hustle. I'm about to work my butt off, man, all day, all night. Let's get this going. But as we already know, even if you have motivation, a lot of the times you're going to have days where you're down and out, man, where you're like, yo, my motivation is out the window. I don't know what I'm trying to do right now. I'm tired. Like, everybody hits those moments. So in those times, you have to really figure out what is it. You have to really learn how to dig deeper, right? You have to dig deeper and go further into it than that. And I feel like a lot of people that are in that hustle, grind in the beginning, they hit that spot and then it just kills them from that point on. It's like they just completely die out. They run out of gas. They can't keep going no more. They tired themselves out. They went hard in the beginning and now they can't go anymore. Life is like a marathon, man. You gotta keep a pace that you're able to keep up with. If you just out the gate and start sprinting, and you still got 24 miles to run after that, man, that's going to be you're about to have a tough marathon, man. You're about to have a tough race because you're going to end up burning out in the middle of that race. Even if you come out sprinting out the gate, maybe even closer to the beginning than the end. So you got to treat it like a marathon. You have to have balance. So many people nowadays do not have any balance in their lives. Everything leans toward one thing, and this could be in many different instances. Right, what we already talked about, if you're leaning always towards, man, I got to build my business or I got to build my career up, and basically neglecting your mental health, neglecting the balance that you need in your life, and just pursuing hustle, grind, stuff is not going to go well for you from that point on, man. Got to have balance. Same thing in relationships. If you're with the person that you're with all the time, and you give all their energy towards that and forget about yourself, forget about the other things and don't have balance, then yo, things are not going to end up working out at the end because the relationship is going to end up burning out. That's the way that life is. Everything requires balance. You have to learn to have balance in your life. And that's one thing that I've come to understand. I have to have balance in my life. Yes, I work hard, but I make sure that I give myself I make sure I give my mind time to rest at certain times. Or I make sure that I do the things that make me happy so that I'm able to keep myself going no matter what. You have to take the time for yourself, and you have to realize that it's not that hustle, grind culture that so many people preach about and basically saying neglect yourself so that you're able to be successful, where I do not agree with that at all. Like, you have to take care of yourself, and that's why your life requires balance. That's with everything. Everything requires balance. And you always notice the people who do not have balance in their lives and that is tipping towards something else, problems always occur within those people and the situations that they put themselves in. Like, you gotta learn how to have balance. Now, like I said, everybody has different ambitions, everybody has different goals, everybody's balance is gonna look different to other people, right? Like, some people, for example, let's say you're trying to be a billionaire, right? So you're trying to make almost basically an impossible amount of money. Then your balance is definitely going to be skewed a lot more towards work than family and fun and all that kind of stuff, because that's your goal, right? But somebody else who, let's say you're fine with working a 9-to-5 job, because there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job. That's been a big thing that's circulated, which I don't agree with at all either. There's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job. If that's what makes you happy, then do it. But anyways, the point is, with those kind of people, they can have more of a balance skewed towards family, right? They get off of work, they can go spend time with their family, they can do the things that they want. Everybody's balance is going to look different in their lives. But you got to make sure that you balance everything out to where you can run the marathon. Don't burn yourself out at the very beginning. Work hard, and then all of a sudden you're like, yo, I can't keep going anymore. I'm tired, I'm burnt out, my energy is gone, I let myself go. Like, you have to have that balance in your life in order to be able to go for the marathon. Remember, life is a marathon. It's a marathon. It's not a 40-yard dash. It's not a little sprint towards the finish line. No, it's a marathon. So you got to make sure that you're able to keep up that distance. Success in whatever form it is that you're looking for it does not come easy. It takes time. Time is your most important asset in life. Then make sure that you're using your time valuable, right? So we talked about the balance, people not being on balance, working all the time and hustling all the time. But there's also a balance in the opposite direction, where you're like, yo, I need to be happy. I want to relax. So I'm just not going to work at all. I'm not going to do nothing because I want to relax and be easy. Now that's a balance in the wrong direction, because then you're just not going to get anything done. So either kind of way, whether it's leaning more towards work, hustle, grind, or whether it's leaning more towards, man, I want to relax and just do nothing. And it like I said, it depends on the situation. Right, if it's something like you working and then you come home and you just want to relax and stuff, that's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm more so talking about the people who are not doing anything for their lives and then complaining for the fact that they don't have money or they don't have the resources that they want, which makes no sense. That's the way that life works. You put in the work and then you get the results from it. If you don't put in the work, then you don't deserve the results. It's as simple as that. But you have to have the balance. Balance allows you to do so many more things. For example, right? Let's say that you like to play basketball, but you also have a very ambitious goal that you're starting a business and you're doing all these things. Then every now and then, man, take a break from your working and go play some basketball. Go take your mind off of everything. Put your phone away. Put all these things away. And then you allow yourself to focus only on the thing that you want at that moment. And then it allows you to basically refresh so that when you go back to work, then you're able to work with your mind at ease. One thing that I heard recently, I was listening to the Joe Rogan Kevin Hart podcast, and Kevin Hart, man, I think almost everybody knows Kevin Hart now. That dude has he's ridiculous. He has businesses on top of businesses. He's a comedian. He's an actor. He's doing so many things at the same time. But he mentions on there that every day when he goes home, because obviously he has his family, he has his wife and kids. When he goes home, he puts that phone away. Once he gets home, work is no longer there. He puts everything to the side. He doesn't worry about that for the rest of the night until he wakes up in the morning and starts working again. That's called having balance. Your work is not your life, right? This is more so leaning to the people who had that hustle, grind thing, right? Your work is not your life. You have to make sure that you pay attention to the things that are important to you in your life. You don't want to neglect it and only focus on the work, the hustle. That's the way that it is. You have to make sure that you have that balance. And like I said, again, everybody's different. Everybody has a different balance in their lives that would make everything work perfect. But you just got to make sure that you have it. Because so many people do not have balance, and then so many other problems arise in their life because of that lack of balance that they don't have. So you don't want to be that person. You want to make sure that you have everything working out properly. And whatever your definition of success is, within that balance that you set for yourself, you're making sure that you're working towards that every single day. And I think the biggest issue with people having balance nowadays, sorry if you guys hear background noise right now. I don't know what they're doing out there. But I think the biggest issue of why people do not like having balance nowadays, and that they think hustle, grind, work culture, is because people want everything so fast. Man, I want $1 million now. I want it tomorrow. I wanted it yesterday. I think YouTube and all these different things in the internet has just promoted this get rich quick type of culture, which, in my opinion, does not exist. You have a few one-hit wonders every now and then, but if you don't have a foundation underneath you, it's not gonna last that long, right? You always see it's the people that have grown a foundation underneath them, that have been working hard with seemingly no results for such a long time, and then they finally hit that success, and boom, what happens? They stay there. Why? Because they have a foundation that they worked up until that point. So many people want to get rich tomorrow. They want to do it now, when that's just not how life works. The way that life works is you provide value, then you get compensated in return. That's the way it is. That's the way it always was. If you provide value to people, then you get compensated for it. Money's not the important thing. Money is not the important thing. Right? People say that, oh, money's the root of all evil. No, it's the love of money is the root of all evil. If you love money to the point where you're willing to do anything in order to get that money, then it becomes a problem. Just having money is not a problem, as long as you do not basically make that an idol for your life, and you love it to the point where you'll do anything and sacrifice anything in order to obtain it. But if you provide value to people and you are actually trying to provide value and get compensated in return, that's just the way that life works. So that get rich quick scheme that people are trying to do nowadays, I'm going to tell you right now that it doesn't exist. Hard work is required for everything. If you want $1 million, you're going to have to work hard for it. That does not come easy. Does not come easy at all. Even making $100,000 does not come easy. So some people just have such an inflated, I bring this up almost every time, but I have a feeling a lot of this has to do with social media. People see all these people riding the fancy cars. They see them being in the fancy places, being able to travel every single week. And they automatically think, man, shoot, I should be able to do that same thing too. What people don't realize is most of the people who are doing all those things, they work hard. Or they've worked hard in the past to get to where they are right now. Stuff does not come easy, man. Stuff does not come easy. Like I said, you provide value, you get compensated in return. The richest people in the world, the reason that they're the richest is because they provide value to people with whatever it is that they're doing. Right? That's the way it is. So, the get rich quick scheme does not exist in my book. You have to work hard. And actually, even if you were to get rich quick, you wouldn't value it because you didn't have to work hard to get to it. So there's no point. Like, in my way of thinking, I wouldn't want to get a whole bunch of money and success up front before I've done almost anything. No, man, I want to work my butt off and continue to grow and build up a foundation and keep working hard so that in the end, whenever I do reach the success that I'm wanting to get, I can say, man, look at this. All this came because of all this work that I put in up until this time. I put in all this work and all this stuff just started to begin setting in place. That's the way that I look at it. I'm not doing everything that I'm doing to get money. That is not my main priority with all of this. My main priority is I want to continue to grow as a person. I want to grow all these things and provide value to people with everything that I'm trying to do. With this podcast, I want to provide value to people by giving them the mentality and the understanding that you have control over everything that's going on in your life. So many people have a sense of they don't have any control over everything. The government has control. Businesses have control. Their managers have control. Whatever it may be, they feel like they don't have the control over their lives that they need. When in actuality, you do. You can make the changes. You are the author of the life that you are living right now. You're writing your own book. So you make it into what you want to make it to. If you want success, if you want large amounts of money, you want a mansion or something like that, you're going to have to put in the work, man. That's the way it is. Stuff does not come easy. Life is not easy. I keep repeating that. Life is not easy. You're going to be depressed. You're going to have moments of anxiety. You're going to have moments where you're down and you're like, yo, I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I don't feel like doing anything right now. But you know that you got to continue to do it. Life is not easy. Life is difficult. Life is difficult. But if you have the correct tools in life to overcome all this, then you're able to make everything to how you want to make it. That's what I had to learn. That's what I personally had to learn. I can create life, even your thoughts, right? Like I think I did this in the first episode. Your thoughts are so important. Your thoughts control a lot of the things that are going on around you, if you notice it or not. If you always have a negative mentality towards everything and you're always thinking negative about everything around you, guess what? Everything negative is going to continue to come towards you. If you keep continually thinking negative, everything negative is going to keep coming towards you, and it's going to seem like your life is getting worse and worse. On the other hand, you continue to start seeing everything positive, even when things seem like they're very difficult to see positive. But if you flip everything into a positive and start seeing life in that way, then everything will start to happen. Everything that's happening to you, you'll start to see it in the positive light, and positive things will start to happen because you will start attracting those things. That's the way it is. You have to learn how to see everything for the positive that is meant to be. So kind of getting on point, because I realize I'm getting way off the topic of balance. Well, everything's kind of interconnected, right? But you have to really have that balance in your life, have the correct thoughts in your life, have the correct actions in your life, and really understand what it is that you want to do, right? Everybody's goals, everybody's visions are going to continue to change as you get older, as everything begins to change around you. Everything's going to always change. That's fine. But at least have a general direction of where you're trying to go. And depending on what it is that you want to do, make sure you have a plan set up so that you can get that done the way that you want to get it done, right? Like I said, you provide value, everything comes in return. This podcast, I want everybody to understand that you have control over your own lives. With the projects that I'm working on right? My YouTube channel, similar, self-development, become a better version of yourself. Trying to think. I think that's about it right now. That's what I'm kind of doing with all this stuff. And then later on, I have plans right now for developing more things in the future. I'm not going to go over it right now, but you'll see it in the future. You'll see it real soon. But I have plans in development to be able to provide value to people, not because I want money, but because I like the fact that I'm able to provide value to people. I like being able to solve the problems, and I like the kind of person that it makes me out to be. It makes me better. It gives me challenges to have to face each and every day, and it gives me something to work towards all the time. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to be able to become better each and every day. And that's what I want everybody else to have the mentality to do as well. I want everybody to become the best versions of themselves and look to level up each and every moment in their lives. So, if you feel like you haven't had balance in your life and you've been following all this culture that's telling you to hustle, hustle, grind, grind, work, work, no sleep, no rest, then make sure you really understand that when you take care of yourself, when you take care of your mental health, then it will allow you to move a lot further. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Work harder, not smart. My bad. That was the opposite. Sorry. Work smarter, not harder. Right? People have this mentality of work hard, work hard, work hard, work hard. I gotta work. Nah, man, you gotta learn how to work smarter and make sure that you take care of your body, take care of your mental health, take care of your spiritual health, take care of everything around you so that you're able to go for the long run. Like I said, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. So take it easy, right? When I say take it easy, I don't mean be lazy and not do anything. But I mean create the balance in your life that allows you to take everything very far. You got to create that balance. Once again, I'm sorry for the background noise. It looks like they're doing landscaping out here as soon as I start trying to do the podcast. That's my luck. But anyways, yeah, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. I hope you guys really understood the kind of message that I was trying to put out right now. Really start to focus on creating a balance around you and whatever it is with your life. If you have a family, create a balance around your family. Create a balance around your work. Create a balance around your spiritual health, your mental health, taking care of yourself, around the gym, whatever it is that you need. Create a balance in your life so that you're able to get things done, but as well not go crazy while you're doing it and burn out. So, if you guys have made it through the end of this podcast, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, whatever it is that you can do. This podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. You'll have the video versions on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out how to get the video versions on Spotify as well. So if you're listening to there, you can have the video. So that's coming real soon. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in again, man. And please make sure you share with anybody who you feel would benefit from this podcast so that we can all become the lions in our own jungle, right? This jungle called life. So that we can take control of our own lives and make the destiny out to what we want it to be. So, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.